let's make lemonade. Okay, let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Cadillac. Explore their lineup of all-electric crossovers and XT5 models, including the all-new 3-row Vista Q. Looking for an Escalade? Contact them to learn more about placing your custom order for that Escalade. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave yourself a comment. Like the video. You can always call the show at 515-517-2303. And follow us on our social media channels. We got a Facebook page. We got an Instagram page. We got an X page. We got a TikToker. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Fresh, tanned, back from Hinterland, and ready to go back. How was that Hinterland experience?
I had a blast. I had a lot of fun. Bill had told me leading up to the event, he said, hey, you like people watching at the state fair? Yeah, it's like the fourth favorite thing to do at the fair. He's like, it's way better at Hinterland. Well, that's not true. Like 10 minutes into the gates opening, I was like, this is interesting. It's very interesting music yesterday. No artist I'd ever heard of. No music I was familiar with. I heard one band. The very first group that came up on stage was playing. And I was shucking corn with my buddy Miguel, and he's a real music file, and so he would like listen to all the bands. And this dude hits a guitar solo, like noon, and Miguel looks at me and goes, "Hey, that's the last time you're going to hear a guitar today."
Hold on. The last time you're going to hear a guitar at a music festival?
That was the last time I heard a guitar. 12, 15.
Did you hear drums?
I heard electronic music.
Really?
Yeah. It was mostly electronic music. I watched this lady.
Hold on. So do they have bands, or are they are they just singing to like pre-recorded electronic music?
It's one person on the stage. It's one person. Yeah. And there's another person there, but they've got a turntable. Yeah, they're doing this thing. They're doing this thing. How do we do this thing? Hold on. How do I do this? There was a way to do this. I remember now. Oh, I had one of those. I could make the noise. Anyway. A lot of this happening yesterday. Saw a lady named Jane Remover.
Jane Remover. Not Jane's Addiction. It's Jane Remover.
Jane Remover.
Okay.
And it was one young lady up on stage. She had a DJ. She's apparently, I looked her up this morning because it was intriguing. There was something about it that I was like, this lady's super talented and just
is she freaky?
In. Freaky's the wrong word. Freaky came later.
I saw a video of like this girl with like blue hair, weird outfit. And
was it like a tiny little pink outfit? Like
yeah, I think so.
That I think was the really weird one that I saw. So Cat's Eye obviously they were the headliner last night, and I picked up pretty quick that Cat's Eye, there's a lot of young girls that like Cat's Eye. I'd never heard of them. Audrey has never mentioned them to me, but there were a lot of girls there Audrey's age. The band that was on around, the lady that you're talking about that was on around 7:00 last night, Travis, it was like a fever dream.
A fever dream? What's a fever dream?
It was like a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas episode. The girl came out like you're talking about. She looked like she's 12 years old. She's dressed to look like a baby doll. You know what I mean? Like she
This would be the video that I saw of it.
Tiny little outfit, right? Which, whatever, you're a performer, and good looking and do your thing. But Travis, she comes out and she's like, got this super high pitched voice. And it's like, hi, everybody. Want to go on a journey with me? There's a little hole in the bottom of my purse. Would you like to go into this hole in the bottom of my purse with me and see what world exists?
And people ate that shit up.
It was an hour of this. It was an hour of it. She sang songs, but the songs then were like, don't you love my little skirt? Can't you see my pussy? Don't you love my...
Hold on. Are you serious?
I swear to God. And I'm shucking corn, looking up, and I'm like watching girls Audrey's age walk by. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? Fever dream. That's what I mean by fever dream. Hi, everybody. But people loved it. It had a whole, like, all of yesterday was that same sort of young girl power type of feel. You know what I mean?
Is girl power, do you want to see my pussy? Is that girl power?
The one that I like, this lady named Jane Remover. I know nothing about her. Maybe she's an awful human. Maybe she sings songs or the same thing. She went up there and it was more like a rock show than a rap show. And I've learned this morning that she's actually considers herself a rapper.
Okay.
But she was really talented. She was, and again, goes after it.
Question for you. Of all the acts that you saw yesterday, do you think the majority of people, and how many people were there yesterday? 20, 30,000?
I'm really bad with this, Travis. Maybe 10. I don't know. It was by the time I left last night, it was very packed.
So is it kind of like the religious aspect where you get people in, they don't know the music that's getting played. They're just like, peace, love, harmony. Let's have fun. We're at a music festival.
Music festival. I think, yes. I think there was a good portion of the 20% of the audience gave me that impression last night. That they're just there because it's a music festival. They're kind of hippies. They wanted to walk around, put on their outfit, and the outfits. Travis, I think they quit selling shorts to girls under 25.
Really?
I don't think any place sells shorts for girls under the age of 25. It's an epidemic.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Now everybody knows.
There I go. Sorry. So how was the people watching?
Incredible.
Better than the state fair?
Way better than the state fair.
But probably different, right? Because at the state fair, you've got the people on the scooters. You've got just a different demographic, right?
You've got at the fair. I just put my finger on the Travis. You have very real outfits at the Iowa State Fair. That's what makes it a little bit different than the fair. Nobody's trying at the fair. Everybody had an outfit on yesterday. A lot of people that are at the fair, they don't wake up in the morning and look in the mirror. You know what I mean? You see a lot of farmers at the Iowa State Fair that are wearing the t-shirt and blue jeans and boots they'd have had on no matter where they were going to be that day.
I did chores before I came in, right? And they probably got the t-shirt that doesn't fit all the way and their belly's hanging over.
Every piece of clothing was carefully cultivated yesterday. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that being one of the major deciding every piece of clothing. It's weird. I think some company could make $1 million selling shorts to girls under 25. They don't have them. None of them.
So you saw a lot of butt cheek is what you're saying.
A lot of butt cheek. A lot of leg, a lot of butt cheek yesterday.
How much corn did you sell?
Oh, my gosh. I have no idea. I shucked corn from 10:30 till a couple of hours off to kind of wander around, but till 8:30 last night. I think that's when I left there was about 8:30, something like that.
So how many ears of corn did you shuck?
I have, in my guess, 1,000.
And you probably sold it all. So where does Bill Blank get all this corn at?
I don't know. Probably steals it. No, I don't know where they got it from. And it was, you know how when like you peel corn or when you shuck corn and every now and again you're like, this looks like a blue ribbon cob of corn. All the little kernels are in a row. They're big kernels, yellow and white. Like, oh, that's gorgeous. It was delicious. They were doing the street corn where Mo put some of his Mo rub in a mayonnaise and then they put that. Oh.
How much corn did you eat?
I only had one piece of corn yesterday.
Now, are you going to be, you were there yesterday. You'll be there tonight or today. Yep. Will you be there tomorrow and Sunday as well?
I'm going to be there tomorrow. I had an open house planned for Sunday, but I think that's going to have to get moved because the sellers had something come up. So I might even be there on Sunday helping out. We'll see.
Wow. Now, do you like the music?
I had fun yesterday.
Okay.
Is it something that I would go out of my way to listen to? Absolutely not. Is it something I'd turn the station if it was on? Yes. I still enjoyed yesterday a lot.
Because you got all the people. Like I said, it's a religious experience. Once you have that vibe, you're like, okay, I can get into this.
Yes, exactly right. Yep. There's nothing to be mad about.
No.
We had fun. I'm sitting there at the corn hub, firing off shucks.
Is this your first hinterland?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd been to one very early on. Very early on. Man, I feel like he had one at like Waterworks Park before he moved down to where it is. I think I went to one down there, but nothing like what it is now. It really sharpened the sword over the years.
And they've got the new stage there. Very well put together. My daughter Mary loves Hinterland. She's camped there a couple times. She's gone to a couple of them. I don't think maybe she did. Maybe she showed up in short shorts. She doesn't wear that stuff around me, but she may have had the short shorts when her and her friend went camping there. Now, how about the drug use? A lot of weed, or do you think more psychedelics? Dropping the shrooms.
I definitely saw some people on shrooms yesterday. And probably more than I could identify. The psychedelics are becoming more prevalent and prominent, Trav.
Oh, there's a prominent CEO who's changed his name to Omani, and he's like, hey, I'm like in my 60s, and I've discovered the psychedelics, and this is the way to go. This is the way to clarity. This is the way to enlightenment. I don't know if I'm ready to go that. If I was, I would need to be in like a controlled atmosphere. I just don't think, popping them on my own would be the way to go. Wow.
That's not. I won't. I'll be honest. I've had some really great experiences with psychedelic, like really cool things. Not like saw neat thing. I mean, internal inventory type of things. The way to enlightenment, if it helps you break down your ego, if it helps you kind of understand maybe a reason why you think you're here, helps you get in touch with God. Listen, I won't knock it. There's a lot of people that have had bad experiences with it as well. So you got to be really careful. I think you're right. Controlled environment. Be safe, that sort of thing. But a lot of people do that. So to answer your question, saw a lot of people that were stoned yesterday, I'm guessing.
And will be for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. If you if people are going, because I know not everybody does like every single day. Like there'll be people that go out tonight. So if you're going to be at the corn stand, where are you located? Can you if somebody's going to Hinterland who's watching or listening right now, where can they find the Ross Peterson?
If you were standing on the stage, it's going to be hard to find me, but if you were standing on the stage looking out, to the left up on the hill, there's a long line of food vendors and vendors in general. There's people selling air couches and hats and, trinkets and whatnot. And in that group, you're going to see a long list of green signs. In that list of green signs is Mo Foods, basically. Yeah, I think it's Mo Good Foods. And you'll see me. The corn hub is just off to the side of the stand. It's a trailer full of corn. I sit in front of it with Miguel, and we sit there and shuck corn. And I sat down with Miguel yesterday. Never met this dude in my life. He's 2 years younger than me. He went to North. I went to school with 4 of his cousins, and we know like 1,000 people together. He knew Flag. He's like, oh, you're buddies with Flag. I called Flag. I'm like, Flag, I'm sitting here with Miguel. That's all I said. Flag started laughing. Miguel. Yeah.
Damn. Well, you had you're going to have a fun day. I don't know if I'm going to have a fun day. I'm getting right as soon as this show is over, I'm hopping in a car and I'm driving 12 hours to Water Valley, Mississippi. So I'm going to have windshield time by myself for 12 hours.
What car are you taking?
I'm taking the Nissan Pathfinder. And we bought this for Greta, 2 years ago? And Greta doesn't drive and doesn't really have a desire to drive. That's the weird thing about young people now, right? Is that they don't want to drive. And I think she does. I've talked about Greta's dyslexia and just kind of the delayed reactions and stuff. And I don't think she's ever felt comfortable, even when she got her license. She went through driver's ed, and even the instructor was like, "Yeah, you may not want to drive. We'll pass you, but you may not want to drive." I think she would like to, because there are some limiting things. But once she gets back to Savannah, it's not that big of a deal, right? But Anjanette's already been down there for a couple days, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Abigail the Pathfinder because it's a growing family. They need a second car. They haven't had a second car, and I've got 4 sitting in my driveway right now, and Anjanette's like, we don't need 4 cars sitting in the driveway, especially with Greta going back to Savannah. So I'm just like, all right, we'll drive it down, and I'll give it to. Now, it's an old Pathfinder. It's 2014. It's got 192,000 miles on it. So it's like, I don't need it. So we're gonna make a car swap. And no, I'm not making my daughter buy it from me. I'm gifting it to her.
Your 4th shittiest car that you're now giving to your daughter because your other daughter didn't even really want it was a 2014. With 192,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
My 2014 Jeep has 200,000. That's what I was driving, like my daily driver.
So we're close. We're close.
Yeah. Same Z's.
What your Jeep is 200 is
the Jeep has 200,000.
That looks good for 2014. That's a good looking car.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't look that old.
Wow. So maybe I'll go live on Twitter and just like have one of those cameras go, hey, I'm driving. Anybody want to keep me company? Y'all can keep me company like as I hit Springfield, Missouri, then Jonesboro, Arkansas, then Memphis.
I think that Tyler is the reason why none of us are going to be reaching out. He says, you going to work one out in the car, Travis?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Too hard to clean up. You asked the question.
I know.
You asked the question.
I haven't planned on it, but let's see how Oklahoma treats us. You won't be hitting Oklahoma.
I go through Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, and then parts of Mississippi.
Arkansas. That's where it's going to happen.
Now, northern Arkansas is beautiful. Once you get down into Jonesboro, not so much interesting. Pretty flat, pretty barren. But you go through Springfield, Missouri, down through northern Arkansas. That's a nice little drive.
Yeah, listen, I like that drive in southern Iowa, like Madison County yesterday. I think that's beautiful. When I was up in northeast Iowa, man, that driftless area of Iowa around Dubuque and Guttenberg and all those places that I went, it doesn't even seem like Iowa. When you're driving in that Mississippi River Valley and the cliffs are on your side, it just...
I'm convinced of this. The more I travel, because I've driven to New Orleans several times. I've been driving to Savannah. I haven't seen every part of the country, but I've been to, I think, like 40 states, which I think is pretty good. The only part of the country I haven't visited is like the Northeast. I haven't been up to the New England area, and I'd like to go up there. But I'm convinced every state in this country is beautiful. There's something in the Badlands of South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Utah. I mean, they're just beautiful states. And Iowa, I always hate that when people say, Iowa's flyover country. Now, you should drive it sometime. I think you'd be really surprised. Really, really surprised.
If I gave you a map of the Northeast, could you name all the states up there?
Yeah, I think so. I think I can do a pretty good job. Except some of the small ones that are, that take like a half hour to drive through, like Rhode Island. It's like, I know geographically where it's at.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I could throw a net over it on a map.
Yeah. Because it would cover 3 other states. You're covering 3 other states. I've got Rhode Island, Delaware, and Connecticut.
Exactly. Right.
Oh, man. Hey, I don't mean to bring the show down, but Ross, I want you to know that, we get on here every day and we joke around, we have fun, and it's kind of our conversation with everybody sometimes you go, are we just doing this for shits and giggles, and do we just, do we really make a difference? And then every once in a while you get an email that says, you guys make a difference. And it's heartwarming. But it can be sad at times. I got an email this morning from Brian. I won't give his last name because I don't think that would be fair. But he just, and this came at like 5:30 this morning, 5:25 a.m. And it's titled "Life Changes Quickly." And Brian says this: "Hi, Travis. I've been a listener since TNT. That would be Travis and Tim on KXNO. And rode with you through all the changes of co-host over the years. I've been a long-time listener and still via the replays. Reason why I'm emailing is to say thank you. I have received a diagnosis that has changed my life forever and not in a positive way. I've been in the hospital for 2 weeks with what started as a lesion on my liver. Come to find out, cancer started on my pancreas, spread to my liver. Director of Oncology in Fort Myers, Florida told me I have a rare aggressive cancer, and they stated it's not curable. The goal is to extend my life, but what's even worse is that I'm only 50, and the cancer is not curable. Not likely to be around if or when I become a grandparent. A lot of tears have been flowing. We'll keep listening to you guys, and now Sean and Lucas, as I love the addition. In 2016, I'd messaged Ross when it was Ross and Chris Williams, as my stepson lost his life crossing the street on Southwest 9th to catch a bus for school. Going to fight this cancer and do everything possible for treatments. We'll be listening to your podcast or replays to give me a break from reality for a little bit. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you and Ross for everything you do for the listeners. Wow. Man, that's heavy. And Brian, I'm glad we bring some joy to your day. Because like I said, we get on here every morning and you're like, Ross and I are just having our morning coffee and everybody gets to chime in the conversation. But it's a reminder that the power of radio, right? And that is, it's not about the format. It's about the connection you make with people. And that's a tough one. I can't imagine going through what you're going through. And you're getting a lot of love in the YouTube chat as well. But Brian, just thanks for the email. We'll be thinking about you. Please keep us posted the best you can. And stay strong, brother. Stay strong. That's a heavy way to start the day. But I think if somebody's willing to be that vulnerable and share. Yeah. It's worth sharing to the rest of the community.
Brian, I hope you can find it in you to. How do I want to say this, man? I want you to share some of this with us. You're going to get an insight. You're going to get a perspective.
You might get an enlightenment without the psychedelics.
Way beyond something like that. He's going to get a perspective on this. Man, this makes me want to cry. I'm sorry, buddy.
I
feel that we're lucky that we're able to connect with people, man. And it's the I have that Warren Zevon line going through my head right now, man. Enjoy every sandwich. Like things happen quickly, as he said. You get a diagnosis. Oh, fuck.
And you don't even see coming, right? You're like probably feeling great, but got a little ache and pain. You go in. You go in expecting, hey, they're going to give me something to clear it up.
Pain pills, and I got a viral deal. And
yeah. And you sit down, and you're like, hey, I got some bad news, man.
You know this life you've been living? Man, again, I think Brian's going to get a perspective on this, Travis. I'd love for him to be able to call in and share with us about not all of it. I don't want him to I don't want him to be uncomfortable. I want him, but I think that it would. Have you ever known somebody with like cystic fibrosis?
Yeah.
They've got this perspective. They've got this glow. They've got this knowing. And not in not knowing, they have this comfort and love of life.
You know whose journey I've enjoyed following, and I think you've seen it too, is former Senator Ben Sasse from the state of Nebraska.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And I don't know if anybody else has seen his interviews, and he's doing a ton of interviews. It's like he wants to talk about it. He wants to talk about his perspective. You may not agree with him politically, but I think Ben Sasse is pretty centrist. He's right on some issues, left on others, but I think he's common sense. But he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and he knows he's not long for the world, right? But he's using the time left to say, hey, we can come together. We need community. We need family. We need a lot of things. And I just highly encourage you, just Google Ben Sasse. You'll see
that 60 minutes interview. Was it 60 minutes or 20?
Yeah.
It's 25 minutes long, and it's amazing. Every word of it is fantastic. Brian, we'll be thinking about you, man. Thanks for including us in every day, and we are grateful to be here, and we're blessed beyond measure to be able to do this and connect with people like that. Travis, you've always done a great job of building that community, man. You pick on yourself a lot for not having a lot of friends, and I think that you connect with people a lot better than you think you do.
Virtually, you're right. I probably don't in person, but give me a microphone and a video camera, and I might be able to connect a little bit.
I wish I weren't so soft. I'm sitting here with red eyes now and tears on my cheeks, but because it reminds me of other things we've had. Travis, I had this conversation with a listener the other day. I didn't share it with you. It was a guy that reached out to me about selling something, and he's like, "Hey, I've listened to you and Travis for a long time." I'm like, "Oh, thanks a lot." And he goes, "No, man, thank you." Like that it's the 2 hours of my day that I don't have to think about my life, and that reminds me of our buddy Mick, who had a girlfriend dying of ALS, and Mick was the first person that said that to me. Mick was the first one that pulled me aside and said, "Hey, by the way, my life right now sucks. And I get 2 hours a day where it doesn't suck. And it's listening to you and Travis be idiots. Thank you."
And that's why we don't bring up a lot of politics on the show. We'll drop hints every once in a while. We'll make fun of Fauci not recognizing the color of the carpet in front of him. But you guys get inundated with that shit enough. You can hear about our stupid lives because they're pretty messed up, and people go through that. But so thanks to everybody who's listening. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to Brian.
Thanks to all you guys. All you men and women out there that are part of the community here. This is different, Travis. When we were on the radio, you literally would sit in a room by yourself. You'd sit in a carpeted room and talk to the wall. And then when people would say that, you'd be like, "Oh, hey, cool." It fills the cup, I guess is the right way to put it.
And your cup can get filled even more starting next week here on the Rush Radio Network as this channel is expanding on Monday. Of course, Ross and I will be here from 6 to 8 in the morning. Trent Condon will be live from 11 o'clock until 1 o'clock. And then Beyond the Bench with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain live from 4 to 6 on the Rush Radio Network. So the network is expanding. Things start to change on Monday. Hey, if you're not feeling right, don't ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you will get personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private, tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at IowaURO.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire. A front row tickets to every show-yonaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
When I'm meeting a new patient, I want them to feel comfortable knowing that odds are I've seen something like this before.
From the moment a patient steps into the room to the moment the patient leaves the office, I think they're going to get a great experience.
I think it feels good coming in and feeling like it's a community here and you get to be a part of that community and get to be taken care of by that community.
My goal is when they walk out of there to know that I'm fighting for them, I'm pulling for them.
Schedule an appointment at IowaURO.com.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, Sales Manager here at Willis Infinity, and this month we have some exciting new offers going on. Right now you can get an all-new 2027 QX60 with rates as low as 2.9% plus $1,000 in special finance cash, or lease it with $1,000 in lease cash. Also, we're running low on 2026 QX80s. Get one now for 0% for 60 months. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit us online at willisinfinity.com or stop by our showroom.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
I hope you're stretched, hydrated, and prepared for more nonsense, because The Rush with Travis and Ross, presented by Willis Automotive, is back now.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along on a Friday morning. It's now time for the Iowa Lottery Weekly. Woo-hoo! That's right. The Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-hoo! Is making millionaires each week. Call in now and tell us something that made you go, Woo-hoo! And you could win an Iowa Lottery prize pack worth $90. What type of winionaire will you be? Will you be a full tank of gas-yonaire, or front row tickets to every show-yonaire? The possibilities are what you make it when you become an Iowa Lottery winionaire. Woo-hoo! And you could make win a $90 for now prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. That's right, $90 for now. Iowa Lottery prize pack by just telling us what made you go. I have fun with that. It just makes me happy. Brian wins, period. I don't disagree. He lives in Florida. Unfortunately, because of Iowa Lottery rules, you have to live in the state of Iowa to win.
Okay.
So I think we all agree that Brian wins. No doubt about it. But he can't win the $90 because he doesn't physically live in the state of Iowa. He's in Fort Myers at this point. And so there are rules that, we don't have like you can only win once every 30-day rule and stuff like that. but there are rules we have to follow because of lotteries.
If Brian listens to the show, I assume he's got the sense of humor, and I hope he knows that my heart is absolutely with him, and I'm just doing this for my own. Man, at least he's in Florida.
Go to the beach.
Fort Myers is freaking beautiful.
Yes.
Live out it's like on the little island. You take the bridge out to it. Have you ever been to Fort Myers?
I've been to Destin. I've never been to Fort Myers. I've been to Jacksonville. I've been to Fort Lauderdale.
Jacksonville's
I've been to
Florida.
No, that's Georgia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's that Florida-Georgia line where you're like, it's funny. My first time to Florida, I was in Miami. I went to the Orange Bowl in 94 and again in 97 and again in 99. So I was going to Miami quite a bit. So I'd stay on South Beach. Then one game was at the old Orange Bowl where Marlin Stadium sits now. And then we would be on South Beach and drive up to Fort Lauderdale. So you're like, Miami's like a different country, right?
I've never been there, but I've heard that too.
It's like, oh, this is different. Fort Lauderdale is even different than Miami, and you're only a little bit farther north. Then I went to Jacksonville for the Gator Bowl in 2009, I think it was. And I'm like, this isn't Miami. This is redneck. I'm like, oh my God. I was kind of shocked about Jacksonville. A little rednecky. Nothing wrong with that, but just completely different.
I've never been to Florida or the Keys.
And I bet the Keys are completely different than Miami. More that Jimmy Buffett lifestyle. Or like Kenny Chesney lifestyle.
I'm talking with a relative. I'll just leave it at that. Up camping, and they're talking about, we're going to Florida, like this part and like that part. And I'm like, man, have you ever been down to the Keys? I've never been to the Keys. I've heard people say it's amazing. I'm never going to the Keys. Why? I've heard it's beautiful. Too many of those San Francisco folk there.
It is known for that. But who cares?
No idea.
But who cares?
You don't have to do it, right? That's what I said. You know that they don't.
It's not contagious, all right? It's not contagious.
Oh, so it's clean. Oh, okay. Yeah. That sounds, not that San Francisco is.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's funny how many people are like, I don't. It's like you're going to catch it. There's nothing to catch. That's not your lifestyle, all right?
Stay away. I'll enjoy it.
If you have a woohoo, you can call us at 515-517-2303, or you can go to therushradio.com, enter the promo tab, or go to the promo tab. You'll see woohoo, and you'll be able to go from there. We got a phone call coming in right now at 515-517-2303. Booker, what's going on, Booker?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Love your show.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, right now, Travis, I am sitting at the Casey's in Avoca, Iowa, headed to Minden, Iowa, home of Travis Justice.
Why didn't you just go to the Casey's in Minden? Why'd you stop at Avoca? You could have gone and given that Minden community some of your money.
Because I'm out delivering. I'm running. I'm working, Travis.
It's never good
running
enough.
a route, buddy.
It's never good enough, Booker. Just so you know, it's never good enough.
Hey, like my friend in New Sharon says, somebody's got to run this damn company. So I'm out here making deliveries, baby.
Attaboy. So I take it you work for Casey's.
Well, I don't want to give it away, but I work for a locally owned convenience store chain. So you can take a guess at which one. Could
Booker
be Get and Go. You never know.
Yeah, I was gonna say Booker doesn't sound like he has a criminal history.
Hold on. Before you give us your woohoo, Ross sent me a picture last week. He was at Get and Go, and they had a porta-john out front, a porta potty.
Travis, it was there for a week. It might still be there. They
were probably getting robbed at the same time.
This was on 40. This is not in the sticks. This was on 42nd Street. Like blocks from the freeway. A porta pot at an open business.
That porta potty is probably cleaner in the bathroom anyway.
Ross has conspiracy theories about Get and Go, and I'm starting to think he might be right. He's on to something.
Everybody I've told about it comes around. Everybody I've told my conspiracy theory after about 2 weeks calls me and says, dude, I think you're on to something.
All right, Booker, what's your woo-hoo?
Hey, so last Friday I was driving to St. Louis, taking my kids to St. Louis because we'd never been there before. So we just took them for a couple of days just to check out the city. It was an awesome city. Highly recommend it to anybody who has kids. But on my way down, I'm going to give a shout out to a lady named Pam Brocker. She works for the Iowa Lottery. She called me on the way down and said that I won a grand prize for the VIP. I had a losing Powerball ticket that I re-entered. Yes! And I won a grand prize for the NASCAR weekend. So I got two tickets to a Skybox suite, and I get to bring a buddy, and we get to meet Kyle Larson. We get to have a picture taken with Kyle Larson and meet him. Yeah, so it was a great call.
I'm going to ask you something, Booker. Did you know? Are you a regular lottery player, or did you learn about the VIP non-winning re-entry through the Rush Radio Show?
No, I'm a regular player.
Damn it! You were supposed to say you heard about it on the Rush Radio Show.
I heard about it on the Rush Radio and that reminded me. It reminded me to re-enter my tickets.
See,
how about that?
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. It's good validation.
So
you can't leave well enough alone.
That was an awesome phone call to receive, and I just want to give a shout out to Pam Brocker. Thank you very much. She tried to get a hold of me by email, but like Ross Peterson, I check my personal email about once a year. So she finally just called me and said, "Do you want this damn prize or not?" And I was like, "Hell yes!" So that's my weekly.
Love
That's
it,
awesome.
Booker, that's awesome. Thank you
Booker.
for calling and telling us that, man.
Thanks, brother.
Yep, you guys have a great weekend.
All right, drive safe in Western Iowa. I-80 can be nasty this time of day.
When I get to Mendon, I'm going to put a petition on the wall. We can get a Travis Justice statue built in the town
They don't
square.
know me in Minden anymore. I don't go back that often, and I'll probably never go back again now that my mom doesn't live there. So, because she's dead.
Well, every time I drive by there, I think about you, buddy. So
she doesn't live anywhere.
She lives in heaven. Thanks, Booker. Appreciate it. Oh man, that's great because I think a lot of people go, do those second chance thing, because it's like you never hear about those winners, and we hear about that, and you're like, see, that's why you sign up for the VIP account at ialottery.com/VIP.
I am interested when he said he had a wonderful time in St. Louis too. Like, man, when I've gone down there and I've just gone to Busch Stadium, I just kind of hang around that area. You know what I mean? Go to the Cardinals game, do Ballpark Village. I love the Lewis and Clark Museum, the Museum of Western Expansion, or whatever it's called. The arch is the arch. We've talked about that. I mean, it's a neat thing to go up once. It's like the Statue of Liberty. Have you ever done the Statue of Liberty?
I have done the Statue of Liberty. Walked all the way up into the Outlook thing.
And got incredibly disappointed, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like something I dreamt of doing. I was super excited about doing. I got to do it when I was 18 years old. You walk up these steps. There's somebody's ass in your face the entire time because the steps are like that far from each other and that wide. So there's a person's butt in your face the entire time. You think, oh, man, we got to be getting close. And then you see a picture and it's like, you are here. You're like, what the? You keep
Did you do Ellis Island? Because I like Ellis Island a lot.
Yeah, I did like Ellis Island. But the Statue of Liberty, you get to the top then and you're like, oh, look, there's windows back down the stairs.
Yeah, because they don't want you up there very long. More people are coming. You get 2 minutes to look and then start going back down. Our next woohoo comes from Austin. Austin says, in honor of bringing the band back together, I do not have a weekly woohoo. Instead, I have a penalty box. When Ross got fired the second time, I was hurt but endured. The day Travis walked away was the last day I listened to KXNO. I've been with the Rush since day one, but I've spent the last couple of years supplementing my day with other shows. Now that you're adding to the empire, we're an empire now, Ross. We are an empire. I'm happy to hear those familiar voices and will loyally listen to your network as to provide. But I have been set to a daunting task of deciding which of my other shows to remove from my daily routine. As a creature of habit, I'm furious with you two and throw you both into the penalty box. So happy for you guys, and of course, the whole crew. Can't wait to see what you guys do with all this potential in front of you. Thank you. Thank you. Brian writes in, here's my woohoo. Got engaged to my girlfriend over the weekend. I'm now planning a wedding. Well, if you got engaged, Brian, I'm just going to assume you bought your engagement ring at Fiscus Jewelers. So you should have added that on the end. You would have got bonus points if you said, hey, I bought my engagement ring at Fiscus Jewelers, where everybody should buy their engagement ring, Fiscus Jewelers. But Brian, congratulations on getting married. Have fun planning that wedding.
Any advice in the wedding planning for Brian?
Do it as cheap as possible.
Yes.
Because you can, I mean, we did Abigail's wedding Abigail did her wedding as soon as possible, and you were there. It was a great celebration. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have, now, a lot of money is relative, right? I have a friend that just got his daughter married, probably spent upwards of $75,000 to $125,000, somewhere in there.
But it's the same as me spending $75 or $100.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we did Abigail's wedding for all in $23,000. And that was, Ross, that was on a shoestring budget.
Oh, my God. Oh, that hurt. Protect yourself at all times. You know how much it's going to be? Audrey's 9.
I know. Yeah.
You did it at a
fraction. And you saw our wedding.
It was incredible. But you did it at a relative's house.
Yes.
Now you did it up with the food. Brooks came, but you had a friend to do the food.
Yeah, I got a really, 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 really good deal on the food. Really good deal.
23?
You know what the most of it was?
Dress?
No.
The
tent?
Oh, tent. How much?
Tables, chairs, and linens came to $13,000.
Rent fucking tables and
a tent that has been used 8 million times. The porta potty, you know that we had that porta potty that was air conditioned.
It was called the King. Yeah, it was
that was $5,000 for 24 hours. I'm just telling you, when you want stuff like that, they can charge a premium for it because they're like, oh, you're going to have an outdoor wedding? You're going to pay for that.
I think your attitude, your advice to Brian is smart. Try to do it on the cheap as much as you can because things get insane.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I got angry when I was planning a wedding 20 years ago because it's like, here's a cake. Oh, nice. How much is that cake going to cost me? $900. It's flour, water, and sugar.
Yeah, but the time to decorate the cake, Ross. And you have to do cake tastings and all that stuff. Next, woohoo comes from Darwin, who's in where's Cambridge, Iowa? I don't know where Cambridge is.
I think I know Darwin.
Okay. He does a lot of bragging on his 18-year-old daughter.
Yeah, Cambridge, by the way, just near Ames. People would call it just south of Ames. Yep.
So he does a lot of bragging on his 18-year-old daughter, which you should. You should brag on your kids. She stayed busy with band, 4-H, FFA, National Honor Society. This past spring, she applied for Polk County Fair Queen. Candidates are judged on who they are as a person, including their commitment, their community involvement, leadership, and how they mentor young members. I'll be danged if she didn't win.
Yeah.
She was so surprised, grateful, and now she's heading to the Iowa State Fair Queen contest. And to top it all off, later in the county fair, she won champion senior sheep showmanship. She was showing sheep. So she won Polk County Fair. Then she had champion senior sheep showmanship, which judges her skills as an exhibitor rather than the quality of her sheep. It was an incredible reminder of her hard work and the character of buying expensive livestock. So incredibly proud of her. Her perseverance, grit, determination has paid off in every way. Can't wait to see her continue her education as a pre-vet animal science major at Iowa State.
Good job, Darwin, man. Headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's a really good brick in the wall.
Very, very, very much so.
Not only is she a fair queen, she is the fair queen of the best and biggest county. I mean, this is like
it's not the biggest county. It's the most populated county, I believe.
But the best county. And
well, I mean, Potawatomi's got 2 county fairs because it's Potawatomi County and it's so big.
Because of the name, they have the Potta County Fair and the Watomie County Fair.
Is that what it is?
You didn't know that?
We have West Fair and East Fair. At least we did when I was growing up. I don't know if it's still there.
I think Palo Alto County does the same thing. They have the Palo Fair
and the Alto Fair.
Yeah. Same thing with Ring Silver. There's not a Ring Silver. There's a Ring Gold.
I've heard of Ringgold.
Ringgold County? Yeah.
So Cambridge must be like on the border of Polk County and Story County.
I really thought it was south. I really considered it more closer to Ames. You know why? Because everybody I've ever met from Cambridge is a Cyclone fan. So
you just assume, if you're a Cyclone fan, you're hanging out there.
Yeah, good for you, Darwin. That's awesome.
Did you hear about this soccer mess going on?
Hear about the soccer mess?
Because we've got football to talk about. We'll talk about it in the 7 o'clock hour. But the other football, soccer, the UEFA, that's the United European Football Association or something like that. UEFA.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, though, Ross. There's 55 countries here. And they are now going to boycott, from here on out, all FIFA events. And that would include the 2030 World Cup if Gianni Infantino's plan with FIFA goes through. Infantino runs FIFA, right? By the way, FIFA brought in $15 billion of revenue. That's billion with a B in the 2026 World Cup. Infantino's now plan that UEFA claims was done in secret, was not consulted, is to form another company, develop and sell off shares that would run FIFA's events. That would be kind of a controlling factor. Basically, you'd have FIFA, and then you'd have a separate company, which sounds like a money power grab to me if you're selling shares for influence and power. And these organizations said, you didn't consult us, and they have officially said, we're boycotting. We're not playing FIFA. And there's FIFA events before the World Cup. They play FIFA events, and they're going to boycott.
Wow. Yeah, this seems like, I mean, again, I didn't know anything about it. This does seem like that would be big news. You said, I want to go back. You said FIFA made how much in the World Cup? How many billion?
Revenue and expenses are two different things, but they brought in $15 billion worth of revenue in the 2026 World Cup.
That's just gross. That's not, again, like you said,
yeah.
Okay, but when they say they brought that in, what does that money's FIFA's?
Yeah. Now you pay your teams out. There's a ton of expense, and I get that.
Man, but I would think that would be like the economic development of the economic impact would be in that $15 billion range, wouldn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was off, but I'm not far off.
Okay.
I said for this year's World Cup, FIFA generated a record-breaking $15 billion in total revenue for the 2023 through 2026 commercial cycle.
Okay. Well, I mean, still, really one World Cup in that cycle, though, still. Yes. Okay. All right. That's still, I mean, it's from the last World Cup through then. That does make it a little bit more, because I would have thought, man, $15 billion.
It doubled the revenues from the Qatar cycle. So.
Believe it.
The expanded tournament, ticketing and hospitality, and core streams. Global sponsorships, commercial licensing. But I don't understand why you need to create a separate company and sell off shares when you're selling sponsorships anyway, right? I mean, you're going to these corporations, but now you're going to, if you're selling shares, you would allow people to have ownership.
I'm with you. There's definitely something here. And my initial knee-jerk reaction is I'm on the side of UEFA and CONCACAF and not FIFA, because FIFA has been as corrupt as the day is long for a long, long time. I mean, and that's not news to anybody. And I don't think anybody would even push back on that. Hell, the people in FIFA have a hard time pushing back on the fact that they're corrupt. But what does it... Dude, in the world of soccer, and we need to defer to our friends and our listeners that have paid a lot more attention to this over the years, and especially maybe these last couple of days, because I just don't know anything about this. But man, from my vantage point, Travis, the World Cup is just like everything in soccer. Now, for soccer diehards, you've got the Champions League and all this other stuff. Or I'm sorry, you have La Liga. You've got other professional leagues out there that you're following throughout the season. But man, the World Cup is like completely different on the with drawing attention and all this. We just saw it.
So they're calling this the FIFA Forward Enterprise. FIFA plans to sell up to 21% minority stake in the FIFA Forward Enterprise to private equity investors to raise roughly $4.2 billion, valuating the new commercial entity at $20 billion. It would be a commercial restructuring, consolidate broadcast, sponsorship, ticketing, and event operations for tournaments like the World Cup and Club World Cup into FFE. Control retention. FIFA states that it would keep absolute control over sports governance to match calendar and regulatory rules, and increase funding. Distribute the raised capital to FIFA's 211 member associations, boosting development, grants from $8 million to $20 million per cycle, and scaling upward through 2038.
Yeah.
Now, don't forget, the Women's World Cup is next year, meaning that if you actually go through with this, this is men and women. So these countries would be like, yeah, we're boycotting.
I just don't know enough about it. Is UEFA to FIFA similar to Live to PGA or ABA to NBA? Are they competing organizations, but they operate using the same teams?
I don't know that. I'm not soccer enough to know.
Because I don't know. I'm not enough either.
But you brought up what, CONCACAF or whatever. I mean, it's similar to that, where you have, the what is it, the Western Hemisphere teams or the North American teams or whatever that is, and you have the European teams, and they're a part of an organization. Travis says UEFA is like the SEC to the NCAA. So that's it, or the Big Ten.
NCAA is FIFA.
Yes.
Okay.
That hasn't make sense. Crazy stuff.
I wonder, could UEFA create their own World Cup? And if so, would it be like having a live golf major where it's like, oh,
well, if you had 55 organizations from Europe and you got the other ones, you could easily create your own World Cup, but starting from scratch is not an easy endeavor, right? Hey, don't forget about the Central City Liquors weekend specials, good now through Sunday at Central City Liquors at 1460 2nd Avenue in Des Moines. High noon variety packs, $19.99. Corona Sunbrew, $15.99. Or you can get regular Corona for $15.99. Surfside 8-pack, $16.99. Leinenkugel Shandy, was it $15 or $16.99?
$16.99 for the Lineys.
Yeah.
And then is it pronounced Corazon?
Corazon Reposado, $22.99. Can't go wrong, folks. Tyler Kluver is scheduled to join us at 7:30. We'll talk some Big Ten SEC football when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job, a front row tickets to every show, hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, Yanair.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, Yanair. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bobby here at Land Rover Des Moines. Summer's here, and we have the perfect cure for summer boredom. The 2026 Range Rover Sport Dynamic with 1.9% financing available is the perfect cure for your boring car or your summer boredom. So stop on down and take it for a ride so you can see what I mean, or call, click, or visit us at LandRoverDesMoines.com or stop out at the showroom. You'll be glad you did.
You love the Hawkeyes. You love hot takes. Combine them after every game this season with the Black and Gold Rush on the Rush Radio Network.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bread, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Try our newly rebranded granola. Specially handmade, our amazing granola makes for a delightful treat. You can order online, purchase at local grocery retailers, or find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday. We look forward to serving you.
For people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, is back because apparently Travis and Ross have even more to say.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Nissan. Drive the 2026 Rogue for just $229 a month. A sporty crossover with impressive tech, comfort, and a value, all at a price that's hard to beat. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've had a lot of new subscribers the last couple of weeks. Good to have you guys here. Leave comments in the comments section. You can also call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on our social media channels. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. Tyler Kluver is scheduled to join us at 7:30. Before we dive into our college football talk, I got another woo-hoo coming in.
Okay.
This woo-hoo is coming in from, who's this from? Hold on real quick. Got to just adjust this. From Gary. From Gary down in Indianola. He goes, my stepson inherited a 1979 Camaro Z28. Oh, does that bring back memories? That's a muscle car. He got it from his father, who died unexpectedly a few years ago. Unfortunately, the cat had been mothballed for a bit. The keys were lost, and some of the parts had been removed. The car was trailered from Fort Dodge to Indianola a year ago, but my stepson finally had money and time in the summer to get it started. There's still some work to get done to get it roadworthy, but it's been awesome to see my stepson excited about hearing that engine for the very first time. God, in my mind, I want that to have T-tops on it. Remember T-tops?
Oh, yes. A 78
79
Z28.
Yeah. That's got to have T-tops on it.
Man, listen, I don't know enough about cars. I'm looking at it right now. I don't know enough about cars to say for sure, but man, it seems like that would. There are some that don't.
That's going to be, you get that thing fixed up, that's going to be car show worthy, man. You're going to be at the small town car show, hood up, going, this thing was mothballed. I saved it.
Gary, here's a family story. I had an uncle pass away at a very young age. He was 38 years old, and he had a massive heart attack, and he left behind 2 kids. My cousin, who I just spent last weekend with my cousin Alec up there, and Alec was, 4 or 5, and his my cousin Katie was probably about 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. And Uncle Dick left behind. He was an amazing guy. He was the lead singer of a band. He was just awesome guy. He left behind a 1960 Chevy that was in Grandpa's barn. Same thing. Very similar story. Sans the towing because it stayed in the barn, mothballed. Till some people were able to help get it started and get it going. And my cousins ended up driving that car in their weddings.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah. That's really cool, Gary. Congratulations, man. Thanks for sharing that. Travis, this is what I always feel bad about the woohoos. Like I'm looking back at them today, right? And we've had some really, really good ones today. And I always feel bad because we have to give one winner, and the other people are like, what the? You guys asked for woohoos. I give you woohoos. I don't even get anything for it. Thank you so much for sharing that stuff. It's so neat to hear that. I would like to know if that car has T-tops. Now we're on that.
Gary, send us some photos. I want some photos of that beast. We'll put them on the socials and say, check out this 79 Camaro. It's not gas efficient. I promise you that.
But it might not look great right now either, Travis. If it's been mothballed and they're working on the engine,
they
probably haven't had it to the car wash in a while. So maybe he's like, I don't want to share a picture of this thing yet.
But work in progress. We get to.
Ain't a lot of boys named Gary these days.
Big Ten Media Day wrapped up yesterday in Chicago. And Ross, I put this on the YouTube thumbnail. Is it an unhealthy rivalry between the SEC and the Big Ten? I mean, these guys control all the money. They control all the decisions. And it seems the last 2 weeks has been nothing but pettiness of who's got the bigger dick.
Yeah.
Right? And I was sitting there last night going, what would be the theme of today's show? And I'm like, well, we never really have a theme. We try to. And I'm like, is this healthy? That you have Greg Sankey, having to boast and try to put together, numbers and statistics that backs the SEC being the best. Then we hear Brett Bielema start the Big Ten Media Days by saying, the SEC wants to believe it's 2005. And then you have Matt Campbell, the Big Ten is the best. And then you had Kurt Signetti yesterday say this.
The Big Ten is the best league in football. And a lot of really good football teams. It's hard to win on the road. Very physical football teams, very well coached. It definitely prepares you for the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. The numbers speak for themselves. I mean, we don't run a hype machine up here in the Midwest. We believe everything's earned, not given. And when we fall short, we say we fell short. We don't cry a river, whine, and complain. All right? And that's why we're the best.
That's amazing. That's amazing to listen to. We're number one. Listen, we're basically the best and the baddest. And by the way, we don't just hype ourselves up. We don't talk a talk here. But we are going to spend here. I'm going to stand up here at a press conference with a suit on and tell you about how we are the best. But we don't hype ourselves up.
But when we fall short, we're Midwestern values, and we say we fell short.
And my best trait is my humility. Despite my amazing good looks, millions of dollars in the bank, and rings of success, humility is really the one thing that sets me apart from the rest of these schmucks.
I tell you what, this is a lesson in life, folks, meaning when power corrupts all. And then this is a fight for power. This is why I said, is this an unhealthy rivalry? And maybe it's because I'm getting old. I'm 9 years away from a retirement age, right? But I've seen the cycles, man. I've seen the cycle. Don't brag too soon because it all comes around.
What? So, Travis, I see it like a lot of people in the chat that are like, of course this is unhealthy. I don't think it is.
Is it good for the game?
I tell you who it's good for. Not good for the game. Who's it good for? The Big Ten and the SEC. As long
as the ACC and the Big 12, they're not in on these conversations.
It's not even the conversation.
Yeah.
First of all, there is some truth behind all of it. I mean, when you look back at the national champions from the last several years, how long do you have to go back to get a team that's not currently in the Big Ten or SEC?
Oh, shit.
Clemson?
Clemson out of the ACC. And the Big Ten's won the last 3 national titles.
And so, yeah, exactly. So, last 3, you get the Kurt Signetti. You go back further than that, you get the SEC, you get the Alabamas, you get the
Georgias,
Nick Sabans of the world, and Paul Feinbaum, right? People that just assumed for decades, hey, the SEC is the best conference. And now you've got the exact same thing with the Big Ten. And Travis, if they, like you keep calling it and I love it, it's a dick wagging contest, right?
100%.
And if those two guys can stand in the side of the room and go, look over here, look over here, look over here. Is that like when you said, is it unhealthy? My conspiracy brain instantly goes to, well, it's a relationship. It's a relationship. It's not.
Is it like the War of the Roses? You remember where you got to get along, you're married, but then you're like, after time, it's like, you just don't like each other. And then it took somebody to poke the bear, and they're like, we're going to poke back. Well, we're going to poke again. And you did that. Well, I'm going to do this. Top that.
They're both benefiting from it.
But there's no clear answer. Right now, I do agree the Big Ten is the best conference in college football. But it changes. It will change over time. There may be a time, if there's ever equity, that the Big 12 could be the best conference. Now, it's going to be a long, long time before that happens. But I'm not going to say never.
And maybe not. When you say long, long time, maybe not. Maybe not 10 years. These things, I'm with you. I'm completely with you. These things can change. But this is why the Big Ten and the SEC are trying to get all these things written into stone right now, because they've got the power. So, man, is it unhealthy? I think for who would be my question. Is it unhealthy for us as college football consumers? Yes.
How about unhealthy for both leagues?
No.
Meaning, okay, hear me out.
Okay, all right.
Okay, if you hold all the power and money and you hold all the decision-making power, you've got 3 conferences on board ready to go to 24. The SEC's holding this stuff up. And really, when it comes to decision-making power, and all I see here, as I was getting ready for the show last night, all I could think of was the Heat Miser brothers, the Miser brothers. Your brothers, but your enemies, right? I'm sitting there going, I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
What's that from?
That's from Santa Claus, the day Santa saved Christmas or something, or Santa Claus is coming to town. I believe that's
like
from
the stop motion animation thing, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, something like It's like the
claymation?
Rudolph days, you know.
Yeah, it's like the claymation thing.
It's not claymation.
It's stop motion animation.
Sure.
I don't know. Trav, I see what you're saying there. I also, it seems to me like the Big Ten and the SEC have benefited greatly from this, from just the conversation constantly being about, it's just become an assumed fact. Well, the Big Ten and the SEC are the ones holding all the cards, because that's true. The Big Ten and the SEC are really where the big boy football is played. Yeah, they're winning. Yeah, they got all the money. Yeah, they get the best contracts. Is it always going to be that way? No, I don't think so. Unless they're able to rewrite the rules of the game, which that's what they're trying to do. I've seen them benefit greatly from this dick wagon contest. And that's why when you say, is it unhealthy? I see what you're saying, and you're better at seeing around the corner.
I wouldn't say that.
You are, man. You are. You always have been. And I think that you're smart to look at it and go, it might be good. Because I think maybe this is where we agree, is it's been good for them up to a point. You're saying eventually you go over the hill and it gets really bad, really ugly, really fast.
It's like, don't cannibalize yourself. Now, where we're located, most people say, screw the SEC, because ESPN is nothing but an ESPN channel, right? It seems the ESPN and the SEC network seem to dominate college football, the college football talk. There's that SEC bias, all that stuff. Does it exist? Is there a bias? Sure. But when you were good for so long, that creates the bias. And let's be honest. There was something intriguing about the SEC in the fact that some of those teams, they were fighting against each other. Yeah. You would see those rivalries. The Big Ten, for the most part, got along. There was never drama under Jim Delaney. There hasn't been drama under Tony Petitti. There's drama in the SEC. It was like a soap opera. Now the soap opera is switching to the SEC and the Big Ten. And I'm sure the ACC commissioner and Brett Yormark out of the Big 12 just sit and look at this stuff going, we'd love to jump in this fight, but we don't have the power to do so.
Do you know how far back you have to go to find a team that's currently in the Big 12 that won the national title in football?
Let's see. Big 12 national title that's currently in the Big 12. Currently in the Big 12. Let me think about this. Currently in the Big 12, I would say you have to go back to 1991 or 92 in Colorado.
In 1990 with Colorado.
19.
Hey, I saw something. Maybe we should save this one for Clue. I wonder if I can find this article. I saw something the other day made me think of you. And I should have sent it to you just to be like, hey, dude, super cool. It was like the top 10 most influential or impactful college football games of all time. And it was going back, it went back into like I didn't even know they were playing college football. Harvard hadn't lost in like 6 years, and some team beat them. There were a couple Notre Dame games from like the early 1900s that, this is why these games were so important and changed the course of history. Two of the 10 games were games you were at.
Really?
Yes.
Do you know which ones they were? Let me guess.
Okay. This is why I wanted to do it.
I've been to a lot of games. Is Nebraska, Florida in the Fiesta Bowl?
That was like number 4 or 5.
Then the other game Was it a bowl? Tell me, was it a bowl game?
It was the Tommy Frazier run.
So that was one of the games, right? That would have been that was the Florida.
Okay.
That was the Florida Fiesta Bowl where they kicked the shit out of Steve Spurrier.
Yes. I'm gonna see if I can find it because I wanted to go through it with you and Kluver anyway. I thought it was a fun article, and then it totally escaped my brain until right now. I'll go back and see if I can find that. It was like the 10 most impactful games in college football history. And it was a fun article.
It's kind of cool to say that I was at 2 of them, which is the other one the other one that I could think of would have been maybe the Nebraska-Colorado game in 94, but it may not be.
That might have been it. Anyway,
I mean,
I'll dig for it, and we'll get it for Kluver here in the next segment.
So there you go. I mean, where we're located, we're not going to like the SEC. I get it. But I just sit here and go, it can be exhausting. Maybe it's the coming off of 2 weeks where it was just major dick swinging, and you're like, okay, this is getting to the point where it's unhealthy.
Yeah, like most of it, you say, like the Matt Campbell stuff. That's just Matt Campbell. Oh, This is the best conference. This is the best place. I got the best. Most coaches do that no matter where they are.
But when Brett Bielema says the SEC wants to act like it's 2025, and Kurt Signetti is not saying we're the best, it's the later on where he says, we here in the Midwest, you localize it, you're saying we're different people. You're not even saying the Big Ten is better. You're saying your people are better.
Yeah. And again, it's just a pandering tactic. We're so lucky we're not like those people. Aren't we all so lucky we're not like those people? Dude,
we do it the right way. When we fall, we say it's our fault we fell.
I get into they got golf carts yesterday hauling people around. I can't think of what it'd be called. In a little valet service type deal to pick you up. And I'm going back to the car last night, and this girl's driving me, and she's like, oh, this has been a grab. I've really enjoyed my time in Iowa here for the last couple of days. I said, oh, where are you from? And she goes, hate to tell you because we're rivals. And I go, where are you from? I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska. I go, on the other side of a river? Who told you we were rivals? Oh, I've just gotten a lot of that today. When I tell people I'm from Nebraska, a lot of people, they say,
you know what you say? Cool. Thanks for coming over and helping out.
The last guy that was in here started yelling about me about how you have more pigs in Iowa than we have in Nebraska. And I didn't really know what to say to him. Jesus.
Say, congratulations, our water's not contaminated.
Yeah. We have drinkable water. You guys should try it.
Yeah, we have this aquifer that is really productive.
Anyway, yeah. Glad we're not like those people.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that finally we'll just start talking about training camps and stuff like that.
The Signetti thing though, Trav, that is funny how he twists the knife. It's just
and the thing about Signetti that is, and I'm gonna forgive me, lovable. It's this lovable arrogance.
Yes.
It is.
I don't think you need forgiving for that. There is, and I don't blame people that look at it and go, I hate it.
Yeah,
there is something about it. I don't know.
Maybe it's because I'm like, I want to be like that. To where you're like,
I want to be.
Nick Saban.
Oh, let me.
Would you agree with this? Nick Saban is much more likable now on ESPN because he's not as guarded and that he has a little fun, but you never saw that as a head coach. Kurt Signetti is just like, this is who I am, folks.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to decide if I've got a piece in me that wants to be like Kurt Signetti. And I don't think I want people to think I'm a nice guy. So I go out of my way to do things and say things that I think.
That's where you and I are different.
I know. And that's where I don't. So I look like when you say I wish I was like Kurt Signetti, I don't think that. I think they're my love for him, and that's a weird word to use, I think is more in that dad brother type of way. Not that my dad or brother are like this, but they're kind of like this.
Yeah.
They're both kind of very confident men. My brother, Brad is Ricky Bobby. I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
You ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. Never had a bad hair day. What the hell are you talking about? Had a bad day? Like, just that guy. My dad has that steely-eyed confidence that Kurt Signetti has. That you can have a conversation with him and go, I don't want to fuck with that guy.
But the difference with Signetti is you get a lot of guys that talk shit. The dude talks shit and backs it up.
And so but then when he talks shit the next time, you have to listen. Google me. Who's this arrogant asshole? The guy with rings. The guy who turned a doormat program around
in 2 years.
But the thing that that soundbite was awesome. Brag. But we don't brag.
And it wasn't a humble brag. It was saying, I'm bragging, telling you that I'm not bragging, because it's not bragging, because we don't have to brag about being the best when it's true.
Dude, Travis, now that you've said this, Bielema. Again, Campbell, that's just Matt Campbell speak.
But Tony Petiti did it on day one as well.
Do you think that there was, not that Petiti gives some sort of directive to the coaches, because obviously not all of them did it. Is there something to the fact that so many of them kind of leaned into the same talking point stuff?
I think what happened was you had the week before in the SEC, and you're like, the victors go last here. We get the last word. It's kind of, in politics, Iowa wants to be first in the nation. In football media days, you want to be last to answer, to just because you get the last word on the way out the door. Watch, the SEC will wait till next year to schedule its media days to see when the Big Ten does theirs. They'll go, well, we're going to go a week later because we want the last word.
That could be. Driftless Simon might have touched on the word. He says,
Moxie.
Like the dude. Moxie. What was the quarterback's name in Friday Night Lights?
Mox.
Was it Mox?
Yeah.
Was he the one that the girl shows up with the whipped cream bikini?
Allie Lauder, yeah. Not that I know her name or, watch her on Landman now.
You did, though. You did.
Yeah, I did.
Really quick.
Really? Well, she's on Landman.
I thought that was like Tara Reid.
No, that was Allie Lauder. And she went full frontal in Landman. She's got some beautiful boobs.
The girl
I can say that.
The girls whose boobs are on TV has nice boobs?
Yeah. Ever tell you about the worst pair of boobs I've ever seen?
They were awesome.
They were great.
That's a fishing line. You're fishing. It's quiet. Nobody said anything for a long time. Hey, Dusty, what you thinking about? Some big old titties?
Here's one. Stoplight dating. Ross, I went to high school with your brother, and he was the most confident person I ever met. He just walked around the halls without a care in the world and just fit in wherever he was.
Yeah, that's my brother, man. No doubt about it.
I mean, if you want proof, go back to last Friday's show, and he comes out in his jockeys and just peacocks.
I thought for sure he was going to go full frontal. I thought he was going to turn, and I thought he'd be peeing, and he'd turn around and look right at that's Brad.
Now, that could actually get us in trouble.
Right? That's right. I'm hoping he knew that, and that's maybe what prevented him from doing it, because nothing else. Shame. Brad, Brad's one of those guys that feels like embarrassment is a feeling that isn't quite explored enough. You got to feel that every once in a while.
Are you a DIYer? If you are, Iowa Floor Covering has the flooring, the materials, and the know-how you need. If you're not a DIYer, they also have pro installation. From LVP to tile and carpet, head to iowafloorcovering.com and get started on your next flooring project because, when you walk into somebody's house, first impression is usually the floor. Except if you're Anthony Fauci, who doesn't know the color of the carpet in the House of Representatives.
Get in line.
Make sure when you go to Iowa Floor Covering, say, hey, heard about you on the Rush Radio Show. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you my dream job is no job, front row tickets to every show, hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie,
Yep, a little further.
or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini Des Moines, and this month the heat is on so the roof comes off. Get an all-new Mini convertible with rates as low as 2.99 out to 60 months. If you're looking for something more year-round, you can get into an all-new 2027 Countryman with rates as low as 2.99 out to 48 months on here. Also, we are down to our very last Victory Edition, so if you want to cross the finish line, come check it out now. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit us online at minidesmoines.com or your favorite motoring advisor.
So I think what's unique about Urology Center of Iowa is that we are a truly independent, single specialty clinic.
We have a mantra that the patient comes first, the group comes second, and we as individual surgeons come last.
When I meet with a patient for the first time, I want them to feel heard. I never want them to feel like I'm in a rush.
Just watching the change that you can make in a patient's life, it's everything.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
I like to buy America from hometowns near and far. All pursuing happiness doesn't matter who you are. That's the real thing.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
The World Cup is heating up, and so are we at Willis Nissan. This July, you can score big with 0% on the rugged Frontier, the practical and fuel-efficient Murano, the full-size Pathfinder, and the compact and modern Rogue. And with up to $5,000 in available customer cash on these models, the savings are even better. So stop into our showroom or head online to willisnissan.com today.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, returns now with fresh sports takes and at least one unnecessary rant.
Do you have electrical problems? Mr. Electric of Central Iowa handles it all, from panel upgrades to ceiling fans, generators, and surge protection. With licensed pros and transparent pricing, book your appointment with MrElectricIowa.com. Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Don't forget, coming up on Monday, the Rush Radio is changing because it's now the Rush Radio Network. The Rush with Travis and Ross from 6 to 8 a.m. The Lunch Rush with Trent Condon from 11 to 1. and Beyond the Bench on the Rush Radio Network with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain. Every Friday, we're joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the monster that is Tyler Kluver. You were at the Monster Games last week. I didn't see what you did you finish where you wanted to finish?
Yeah, I did. I ended up. Yes.
Where'd you finish?
There's some discrepancy there, but actually some fun stuff happened. Technically 12th.
Wow, because you wanted in the top 15, right? That's what you wanted.
Yes, I qualified 15th, and this being my first individual competition, it sounds simple. You just go do workouts. It's not that easy though. There is there's gamesmanship to it. There's unknowns across a weekend like that where you don't know how your body's going to feel. And so we finished 12th. Yeah.
So you sent out a couple live links so you could watch live. Believe it or not, I actually clicked on those to watch a little. Now it was a wide camera, so I didn't really know what I was watching. I do have, it's a competition. I want to ask you this. Is there shit talking in this?
Not really. No, not really.
Okay. Do you want to shit talk?
There's posturing. I saw posturing.
There's definitely posturing.
I saw posturing. I watched the video too, Trav. I saw it. I was like, I see.
There's definitely posturing. You step to the start line, and the crowd kind of quiets down. And at this competition in the division that I'm in, like, we're the top division, right? So there's 1,000 people there competing. There's a bunch of community divisions, scaled, RX, intermediate, guys who qualified in other stuff, and they're just there because they like to, get with their gym community and go compete at a competition. The top division is a little different. Like, there's a bunch of dudes who are back there who are quiet with their earphones in. Like, there's 5 or 10 of these dudes in this division are younger, and they're trying to make it. They're trying to legitimately make it in this.
They want to be you. They want to be you.
No.
What he's saying is they want to
they want to go to the next. They want to go to the major leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guys that I'm competing against, I mean, there's probably 2 or 3 of them that have a legitimate path, if all things work out in their life, that they could be at the CrossFit Games someday. Low odds, but they could. So there's, you're in the back and there's a warm-up area, and like, you're using the same equipment, and you're looking at this guy. How's he handling that weight? What's it look like for him? How's his movement look like? Like, does this look like a good one for him? How's he climbing that rope? How's he, what's he look like? So there's no, like, I don't walk up in it. I would, me, like, I would be the guy if there was one to walk up and be like, you're going to get fucking crushed on this one, buddy. Like, I try and keep up with me. Huh? But the other issue with that is, like, at this competition, and there was some validation to this weekend as well. That was a big part of it. But going into it, like, I don't know. I qualified 15th, but there's completely new workouts. There's been 6 months since the qualifier. I could step to that line and get smoked. I could get last in every workout. Thankfully, I didn't do that. But you don't want to talk shit when someone comes out and then you're last, and they're at the finish line looking at you going, where you at?
I didn't imagine there was that much shit talking.
No, there isn't.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So while we were talking shit talking, I don't know if you were listening before you came on, but we were talking about the unhealthy or healthy rivalry between the SEC and the Big Ten, because there was a lot of shit talk in the last 2 weeks. And Signetti just he capped it off yesterday.
He did.
Because we here in the Midwest, if we fall on our ass, we say it's our fault. I mean, you're.
That's something I'm not sure if you know. That's uniquely, it's a unique character trait to people in a very specific geographic region.
I like Signetti. He's only been here for like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
He was in the South for a decade before this. I mean,
but Tyler, now he's one of us though. Now he's. Did you not see he's wearing that? He had that red Indiana stick. He's one of us.
Right.
He's a Midwesterner. Always, he's at home. He said
that's where I want to be.
Classic,
I want to be.
Classic Big Ten guy.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. Just repeat it. Yeah.
I thought that's the, I don't know if my brain is weird for thinking that, but that was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that quote. And then I actually saw the clip this morning for the first time. And I thought, but this guy was in the SEC for 10 years or whatever.
Worked for Saban for a long time.
For Saban, and then he was, JMU, right?
It was Elon before that.
Elon,
and now,
which is in Carolina. It's like, I get it. It comes off to me as like, Sankey gets up there and Kiffin and all of them get up there and they're it's so political. And then we got our guys getting up there, our guys being the Big Ten coaches, they get up there and it seems like they have talking points. Like they've been fed, like, you need to shill for the Big Ten. I'm like, why are we doing this, man? Like, we're the best conference. No, we're the best conference. Actually, here's why we're the best conference.
You know who we're not like? Them.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad we're not like them?
And it does seem like the SEC is the villain right now, and the other conferences are sort of.
That's only because of where we grew up.
True.
And what we yeah. Anybody in the South is like, no, the Big Ten's the villain.
Sure, you're
the
probably right.
War. It's the war of northern aggression. What are you?
Dude, I'm going to Mississippi today, and the last time I was there, guy said, because in an Uber ride, talked about the war of northern aggression. I'm like,
Kluver, you know that? Do you know this? Do you know what we're talking about? This is not a lie. People in the South, that's what they call the Civil War.
The war of aggression?
The war of northern aggression. The war of northern aggression.
Oh.
Still today, it's called the war of northern aggression.
2026, people in our country call our Civil War the war of northern aggression.
That was really good. History, not my thing. I do know about the Civil War.
Heard of that one. I heard of that one. That one I'm familiar with.
There was, slavery, all this different stuff. Why was that?
It was
about property rights.
Property rights and business.
Now black people were the property, but it's property rights. It's not.
Okay, so that was the reason why that war happened.
Yes.
Hey, this is the most important thing about history. Okay.
It's written by the winners.
Only written by the winners.
Yeah.
And guess what the winners were? The good guys and the underdogs.
And I've actually there's been a couple times in the last month where I'm like, where that kind of general topic of like what random history has come across my feed on social or whatever. And I'm like, I'm starting to maybe question the history books a little bit on some things. I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Welcome.
We're just supposed to trust 100 years ago when there wasn't
When he hangs around us.
Let's keep coming.
When there wasn't internet and all these history, this is what happened, right? And I'm not like the Holocaust didn't happen guy, but there's some things.
Don't go down that road.
No, I'm not. The Holocaust happened.
Okay,
but you're saying, but there are conspiracy theories that you now hear, and you go, that kind
where they have a point or two in there. It's like, how would I know? How would I know? I just have to trust this side or this side. Somebody who wrote it. I go to 7th grade history class. They tell me something. I'm supposed to trust it.
And you go, and the older you get and you watch stuff happen, and then you watch 20 years later how history, and you're like, well, that isn't the way that went down. Anyway, yeah. Well, here we go.
Of all the history references I thought you'd pull out is what you went, but I never would have thought it would have been that one.
That one's the the buzzword one. That's like, oh yeah, it didn't happen.
Watch X later. Kluver denies Holocaust.
Yeah, right. Oh God, I hope not. That's not
so
what
do
he,
I.
Yeah.
It's not what he was getting at.
But yes,
man,
team.
Yeah, you hang around Ross enough, you'll start believing anything.
I found you'll start believing anything. I found the article that I wanted to reference to you guys. I'm kind of glad I went all the way through this again. I'm trying to see if there is any Iowa game on this article, because initially I thought it was, I found one that was 10 games. Well, they've expanded the article now. Apparently it started as just 10. Now they've got the 100 most impactful games in college football history. The article is from ESPN.com, and it is titled the 100 games that explain college football in 2026. And they go back through the history of college football. They break them down into these categories: making legends, innovations, postseason drama, upsets, frustrating finishes, TV rules, realignment effects, and classic endings. Okay. Now, in the making legends section, that's where it starts. That was the first 12 games that I saw. Travis, I thought you had been to 2 of these games. It turns out you were only at one of them, and I was going to try to make a joke and say I thought you were at the 1924 game, but I'm.
Thank you.
It starts, but you can see him in the pictures right there.
Yeah, right.
But that would have been the 95 Orange Bowl with Tommy Frazier against Florida, or no, Fiesta Bowl. Sorry, I apologize for that. And the run, that was the making of a legend. But I could make the argument, Ross, that game was also innovations. And Tyler, you weren't born in 90. Were you born in 95?
Oh, yeah. I was a solid 1 year old.
Okay. People need to go back and watch the 94 and 95 Nebraska teams, because that was the infancy of the spread offense. It really was. It was the infancy of the spread offense. It wasn't full-on spread. But I'm looking now. Dr. Rob, you've been in my thing, brought over the 1994 Nebraska offensive goals. And this was in the locker room. And so I'm looking at it right now.
Take a picture of this and send it to Clue later so he can see what this is.
But I'll read 6 yards average rushing attempts or more per play, 55% attempts completions, average per pass 7 yards per pass, 40 points per game or more.
Jesus.
Big plays per game, 25 yards or plus, 3 or more, 1 or less turnover per game, sacks 5% or less, 45% third and fourth down conversion or more, score in the red zone 90% of the time, knockdowns, so pancake blocks 100 plus per game, and then tempo, every play needs to be run 13 seconds or less. Now that was 94.
And they and what wasn't it, Travis? Didn't you tell me something like it? They knew if they, or did Dr. Rob?
They hit every one of those.
They hit, but their goal, they knew if they could get like 4 of them, it gave them like a 92% chance of victory or something. I remember he had it down to a science, like everything.
Yeah, you start rattling off a couple of those, and you're gonna. Because those stats are so defining. 7 yards per attempt on the pass is hilarious. Because nowadays teams would be like,
yeah, but
Iowa gets shredded, and they average like, I think last year at the final 3 games, we actually might have averaged like 10 or 12 yards an attempt. I think I heard Lysico say that in a Leicester interview, which is crazy. But like, yeah, now teams are like double that. They're trying to throw 15 or 20 yards a pass. The one that sticks out to me on there was what was the one right before that, Travis?
Before the tempo?
No, earlier on the list before the.
You had 6 yards per rush, average.
The 40 points per game one was.
That's right.
Oh, and they smashed that.
I'd love to know what are the points per game average like across the entire college football from like the 90s to now? Like how much more do they score now versus then?
Good question.
Because scoring has gone up, right? Like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not since the 90s. Maybe they did score that much, but you go back all the way to like the 30s and the 40s, back in Niall Kinnick's day, and you got a lot of games that are finishing like 12-7.
Nebraska in 1995 averaged 52.4 points per game.
Jesus Christ, that's insane. That's absurd.
Average. They hung 70 on a few teams, but
is that the team that like if you're gonna throw one out there to
is one of the greatest in history? Yes.
Like when they're like 02 Miami, 19 LSU, 95 Nebraska. That's the one.
Yes. So they gave up 14 and a half points a game. Their average margin of victory is 38.7 points per game.
That was the margin of victory?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. See, like I'm not privy to it's not like I've gone back and studied that season. Like I'm not a Nebraska guy. So all I hear about is
so in the national championship game, in which I believe they were an underdog to Steve Spurrier in Florida, they won 62-24.
Yeah, I mean they didn't. So who was their closest game that year?
Oh, let me go. Let me find out. Hold on.
Like, did anybody even like Indiana last year undefeated, but like Iowa had them, Penn State had them, like they were down to the wire.
They were close. Yeah, they were really tight games.
And I was at every one of these games.
Really?
They beat Oklahoma. Yeah, I never
Including
missed a
the
game.
national championship.
Dude, I didn't miss a game. I missed 3 games from 1994 to 2010, home and away.
Holy shit!
I mean, I had to cover them.
You're a hustler.
They beat Oklahoma State 64-21, beat Michigan State and Nick Saban 50-10, beat Arizona State 77-28, beat Pacific 49-7. Washington State would have been the closest game at 35-21. Beat Missouri 57-0. Beat Kansas State 49-25. Beat Colorado 44-21. Beat Iowa State 73-14. Beat Kansas 41-3. Beat Oklahoma 37-0. And beat Florida 62-24.
Now I understand why they're holding on to that so bad over there. They're like, this is the greatest team of all time. I mean, that's insane. That's insane.
It is wild.
How are they
consider that's against other Division I scholarship teams trying to win, preparing for them?
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. I understand why for so long they held on to we're so good. That one team gave them enough currency of like this is. It's finally run out 20. It ran out 20 years later, but
that's why we all get sick of it.
So they won. How many did they win in the 90s? 3?
3. So they won 94, 95, and 97. Now, the 97 one was split with Penn State, but they beat Peyton Manning and Tennessee in the Orange Bowl. They would have won it outright, but if you remember, Matt Davison had the kick ball at Missouri in overtime to win that game. Shevin Wiggins caught it in the end zone.
So what happened in 96?
What's that?
What happened in 96?
What happened in 96 is they got beat at Arizona State early, but they got all the way back, got to the Big 12 title game, and I was at this game, and Texas beat them in the Big 12 title game to keep them out of the national championship game. It was weird.
What Texas team was that? Who was the star of that Texas team?
James Brown was the quarterback. And I believe Ricky Williams was on that team.
Ricky Williams, that was okay.
Yeah. And John Makovic was the head coach. The shit I've seen.
I was going to say, you're like an encyclopedia.
It's awesome. When you start pulling on this stuff, it's so cool, Clue. In this list of the 100 most impactful games, or the 100 games in college football history that made up college football, that number 38 and 39, and they start to do this at some point in the list. They start to combine games together. Number 38 and 39. Number 38 is November 18th, 2011, Iowa State and Oklahoma State. And number 39 is January 9th, 2012, number 2 Alabama versus number 21, number 1 LSU. Alabama beat LSU 21-0. It says the 2 games that broke the camel's back. The drumbeat for a playoff had already grown deafening by 2011, but when Iowa State upset unbeaten Oklahoma State late in the season, thanks in part to a field goal Oklahoma State missed by a millimeter, if at all, it says.
Millimeter.
And Alabama ended up landing the number 2 spot and getting a rematch against unbeaten LSU after a classic 9-6 Tigers win in November. The title game was a 60-minute sleeper held in the Tide's favor. And the poor TV ratings that resulted from it convinced the final holdouts that the 4-team playoff was a pretty good idea.
That Iowa State game, Okie State, was huge.
Massive.
That was the one that was Williams always is like, yeah, that's what sent the BCS.
That's what it was. And that's what the article's saying there too. It backs that up.
I think that was, yeah. I remember watching that game. That was insane. I mean, that was like when you talk about, I know a bunch of Iowa, Cyhawk just got renewed, all that. You talk about like being a football fan of the state. You're
yes.
Like, I remember that was, what year was that?
2011.
2011. So I was nearly committed to Iowa at that point. I was definitely a Hawkeye fan early on in my life when my uncle played for Iowa State, like in those late 90s, early 2000s years. I was just a kid in Iowa who liked football. It was like, yeah, Cyclones, Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
But I was definitely a Hawkeye by then. And I remember thinking like, oh, this is so cool. Like, because Iowa State had that national stage for the week, right? Like you get the week of that's the highlight. ESPN, that's what's being shown. Iowa State knocks them off. Like, I just remember thinking, man, it's so cool that the state of Iowa gets that spotlight. Everybody across the country right now is watching Iowa State beat somebody big, right?
And it mattered. Jeff Woody scoring that touchdown. Jeff was a Southeast Polk kid.
Yeah,
and that added to it for me, at least, being
100%
Pleasant Hill and being like, man, this is like a local kid.
Yeah, he did it. They did it.
Yeah.
It's like a movie. Like the kid went to high school an hour down the road.
I wonder how many times he just lays in bed at night. He's having a hard time sleeping, and he just goes, "I'm standing on the 7-yard line."
I just talked to him.
Did you really?
I just talked to him like 3 weeks ago because he's a CrossFit guy. And so he was there when I was training in Ankeny one day for this competition. But Woody was like one of those guys that was a little older than me in Iowa high school. You see his name come across the stats every Friday night. You're like, oh my God, this Jeff Woody kid is insane. The stats he's putting up for the Rams, I want to be like him. And then he goes and does that. It was cool, man. It was cool. Yeah, if Iowa was going to be on that list, I mean, there's probably other games, but the upset, what was that last category, like classic endings or whatever?
Would it be the number?
Michigan. Oh no, I was gonna say the throw, Drew Tate over LSU.
Oh, I like where you're going there.
That's the age difference. You say, because when you say classic Iowa ending, I'm telling you Michigan, Iowa
kick,
every single time.
That kick was 100%.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're combining games, you could play one of those. But classic endings.
Now that you're saying this, I can't believe that one of those isn't in there.
I would say, the 85. That was 85, right? That would have been. That probably is the one. Either that one or the
scour the list again. The number one in the classic endings is the band is on the field.
Oh God, I love that clip. I used to watch that clip on YouTube so much growing up. Oh. And then you go out to the field and you play laterals. Recess, you're trying to do the lateral. Oh.
The Iowa game that still means the most to me that I remember is the Chuck Long bootleg. That's a big one. It's a big one. Tyler, I don't know if we got to anything. That was a fun conversation.
Nothing important today.
Nothing important. No, we got to a lot of stuff. All right, buddy. You have a good weekend, and we'll catch up next Friday.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Tyler Kluver joining us. Don't forget, coming up on Monday on the Rush Radio Network, you're going to hear some changes because there's going to be a lot more programming on the app and the YouTube page. Ross and I from 6 to 8. The Lunch Rush with Trent Condon from 11 to 1. And Beyond the Bench with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain from 4 to 6. Ross, have a great weekend. Don't take any hallucinogenics.
I won't.
Do some people watching. Snap some photos. Have a great weekend. Call me. I got window time, man. If you get downtime, I got a lot of window time.
I'll just put the speaker on. You can listen to Hinterland while you're driving down there.
It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Willis Chevrolet's Summer of Savings is on now, and the deals are turning up the heat. You'll find a huge selection of new, used, and Car Bravo certified vehicles, all ready for your next road trip, daily drive, or whatever summer throws your way. Right now, you can take advantage of 0% for 5 years on the dependable Silverado and 0% for 36 months on the versatile Equinox and the affordable Trax. It's the perfect time to get into the Chevy you've been eyeing. Don't wait. Shop Willis Chevrolet's Summer of Savings here in Granger or online at willischevy.com.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is no job-ionaire. A front row tickets to every show-yonaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Bask in the glory of victory, or if necessary, wallow in the sorrow of defeat. Do both after every Hawkeye game on the Black and Gold Rush on the Rush Radio Network.
Hi, Noel from Fiskus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Don't settle for less. Get more of what you want with new Power Water from Powerade. More electrolytes, more flavor, and zero sugar. Do it again, make it a 10. I got the power. Finally, a fitness water that gives you power for more. Powerade Power Water. It takes more.
Coming up now, Travis, Ross, and at least one opinion that will get somebody mad online.